Hello again, second graders. Happy Monday. This video is for Tuesday. This is our math lesson for Tuesday, 15-5 centimeters and meters. So far in this topic, 15, measuring length, we have talked about measuring with non-standard units like paper clips and so on. We've talked about standard units of measurement such as centimeters, inches, feet, and yards. And today we're going to talk about another standard unit of measurement called the meter, okay? So think about which unit of measurement have we talked about already that has the word meter in it? If you said centimeter, you are correct. And we will see how centimeters and meters are related in this lesson. We're going to be looking at the video for centimeters and meters. Then we will be watching a quick part of a brain pop, not the whole thing, on centimeters and meters. And then we will go and work on the practice page for 15-5. All right, let's get started.
You can use a ruler and a meter stick to measure length. Which is longer, the ruler or the meter stick?
Okay, so at the top we have a ruler, an inch ruler. An inch ruler is 1 foot long, 12 inches, 1 foot. Which is longer, this inch ruler at the top or this meter stick at the bottom? Clearly, the meter stick is longer.
The meter stick is longer. Which is shorter? The ruler is shorter. Look at this button. Using the ruler, about how long is this button? This button is about 1 centimeter long. Can you think of other objects that are as small as a button?
What are some other things that you can think of that are as small as a button? Pause right here and try to think of some objects you have around your house that are just as small as a button, maybe on your shirt or a dress or something that you have that has a button. Maybe you're thinking of your fingernail, the length of your fingernail. That may be as small as a button. Maybe you're thinking of the tip of your pencil. Maybe that's as small as a button.
A staple is about as small as a button. Look at this girl's long step. About how long is this girl's long step?
Well, think about this. We were just talking about centimeters, which are about as long as the length of a button across or a staple. This is a much larger length, much longer length, I should say. What was the name of this stick that we were introduced to in the beginning of the video? That was called a meter stick. This girl's long step looks to be about the length of the meter stick. So we can say that this girl's long step is about 1 meter long.
This girl's long step is about 1 meter. How many centimeters are in 1 meter?
I wanted to get there before the answer was there because we know about prefixes and we also know about the word cent because of our money unit. We know that 1 cent, 1 penny, is worth 1 cent. And how many pennies or cents are in a dollar? 100. That prefix cent, C-E-N-T, means 100. So a centimeter is a small part of a meter. In fact, there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. If we look at the word centimeter, we see cent in the beginning, and that gives us a clue that a centimeter is 1/100th of a meter. There are 100 centimeters in 1 meter.
There are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. Can you name other objects that are about 1 meter?
What else can you think of that is about 1 meter? About the length of that girl's long step.
The width of a doorway and the length of a baseball bat are both about 1 meter. Now let's estimate the length of a cube. Estimate the length of this cube.
Okay, estimate the length of this cube. Well, we're talking about centimeters and meters. We definitely are not going to say that this cube is anywhere close to a meter. Remember, there are 100 centimeters in a meter. A centimeter is pretty small. A centimeter is about the length of a staple. Now, if you compared a staple and a cube, sorry, that was Lola, she dropped her bone. A cube that we use in class, oh, Lola, about how long would this cube be? We could say that the length of this cube is probably about 2 or 3 centimeters. Not quite as small as a staple, a little bit longer than a staple. My estimate is going to be about 2 centimeters. Let's see what their estimate is.
This cube is about 3 centimeters. Now measure the length of this cube.
Okay, so when we put this cube next to a centimeter ruler, we line it up with the 0 mark. Notice there is no 0 here, but we know that 0 comes before 1 and it's all the way to the left of the ruler. So we line it up. We see that the very end of the cube lands just about at the 2 centimeter mark. So Miss Kelsey's estimate was correct. I said about 2 centimeters. This cube is about 2 centimeters long.
This cube is about 2 centimeters long. Now you know how to measure objects using centimeters and meters.
Okay, let's see what Annie and Moby are up to in this video for centimeters, meters, and kilometers or kilometers, which we are not going to go into today. We're just going to focus on our centimeters and meters, remembering that there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter.
Whoa, check it out! The smallest snake in the world is only about 10 centimeters long. What are centimeters? A centimeter is a unit of measurement. A pencil eraser is about 1 centimeter wide. When you measure, remember to line up the end of the item with the 0 on the ruler.
And remember, like yesterday, I talked to you about the ruler that they use in the Brain Pop videos. Might be a little different than the ruler you have at home or a ruler you've seen before because the 0 mark is not quite at the end of the ruler. It's a little bit pushed forward. So no matter what type of ruler you have or ruler that you see, you always line up the end of your item that you're measuring with the 0 on the ruler. Even if there is no 0 there, the first line on the ruler before 1 is the 0 mark.
Let's see. This book is 16 centimeters wide and 24 centimeters long. The abbreviation for centimeters is cm. You can use a ruler to measure small things, but it's easier to use a tape measure to measure bigger things. Let's see. The height of the table is 62 centimeters. The smallest horse in the world is only about 45 centimeters tall. That's smaller than many dogs. What are meters? 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. My arm span is about 1 meter long. Right, Moby. A baseball bat is about 1 meter long, too.
What other measurement did we talk about yesterday that's also the same length about as a baseball bat? We said a yard. A baseball bat is also about a yard long, or around 3 feet. Notice that you can kind of make comparisons between the different measurements.
You can use meters to measure taller, wider, or longer things. How wide is this bookshelf? Good idea. Let's use a meter stick to measure. The bookshelf is 2 meters wide. The width of the bookshelf is 2 meters. The abbreviation for meter is M. What is the width of the classroom? Our classroom is pretty big, so using a meter stick might be tricky. Good idea. Let's use a tape measure instead.
Tape measures are more flexible and usually quite a bit longer than the meter sticks or yardsticks and rulers that we have.
The width of our classroom is 8 meters. The largest animal in the world is the blue whale. They can be about 33 meters long.
Imagine that's 33 baseball bats.
That's about the same length as 3 buses. What?
All right, we're going to stop there as we're not going to be talking about kilometers or kilometers, some people pronounce it. We are going to go on with our practice page. So if you want to do that with me, go ahead and get your practice page out for 15-5. Centimeters and meters. Circle the object that is about each length. Well, they've done the first one for us. In the first picture, we see a woman's earring, and we are trying to determine which object is about 1 centimeter long. Her earring or the entire height of this boy? Well, think of it about a boy your age. He is much taller than 1 centimeter. A centimeter is about the length of your pinky nail or the tip of your eraser. So we're going to say that this woman's earring is closer to 1 centimeter, a very small measurement. All right, next, 1 meter. Remember, a meter is 100 centimeters. So 100 of these earring lengths lined up. We have a bench that you might see in a park, and we have a block, a children's toy block. Which of these is closer to 1 meter, about the length of a baseball bat? That would be the bench. If you lined up a baseball bat along the top of the bench, they would probably be pretty close in length. A child's block is not that long. It's pretty small so that a little kid can handle it. Number 3, 1 centimeter. We see a bicycle and we see a ring, a toy ring. 1 centimeter long. A centimeter is a very small unit of measurement, about the same length as this earring. Bicycle or toy ring? Definitely toy ring. A bicycle is a much larger and therefore longer object. The toy ring that a child would wear is much smaller in length. 4. Which line is about 1 centimeter long? 1 centimeter. Well, let's see if this works. I have a handy dandy ruler that I'm going to pull up. I took a little screenshot of it. And this ruler measures centimeters. This is a centimeter ruler, okay? So we're gonna measure along these lines and see which measures about 1 centimeter. So definitely not this first line. This measures about 14 centimeters. Notice that I have lined it up with the 0 mark as much as I can, even though I have this gray space, and I see that the line ends just at about 14 centimeters, so definitely not A. Let's go to B. Line it up with the 0. Not B. B goes to about 7 centimeters long. Let's look at C. We're looking for 1 centimeter. Line it up with 0. I think we found our winner. 0 all the way at the end. And it's just a bit longer than 1 centimeter, but remember we have that word about. We're not looking for exact, we're looking for very close. And this line does not go quite to the halfway mark. So we use the smaller number. Therefore, C is, yes, about 1 centimeter long. Finally, D. D is definitely not 1 centimeter long. It's a bit smaller. If I correctly line it up with 0, that's about a ½ centimeter long. C is the closest to 1 centimeter. And last one, algebra. How long are these 2 cubes joined together? Write the missing numbers, then add. Okay, so we want to know how long the cubes are joined together. Okay, so we're gonna measure each cube and then add. The thing we need to remember is that these cubes are the same length. The only reason they look different, this one looks longer, is because the peg of this cube is inside this cube in order for them to be connected. So what I'm going to do is, instead of measuring this cube and this cube, because I will come up with different measurements, I'm just going to measure the length of the longer cube, and I will assume that this cube is also that length, and then I will add those numbers together. So it's going to be a double fact because they are going to be the same length. All right, so here's my ruler. I'm going to line up this cube, make sure I'm correct, with 0. Okay. And then I will look where the end of the peg on this cube stops or falls on the ruler. I can see that it's very close to 2 centimeters. It's a tiny bit past 2 centimeters, but not quite at the halfway mark between 2 and 3. If I fall on the ruler before the halfway mark, I go with the smaller number. Therefore, this cube is about 2 centimeters long. I am also going to assume that this cube is 2 centimeters long. I just cannot see the peg that is attached to the first cube. So I will write (2 centimeters plus 2 centimeters equals what? We know 2 plus 2 equals 4. So my answer is 4 centimeters. These cubes are about 4 centimeters joined together. Okay guys, I hope that was helpful and you are getting the hang of measuring length with all these different units of measurement. There are lots of them. All right, bye guys.